Hey there, it's time to get back outdoors again, start having family and friends over, but are you overwhelmed with what you might expect to see out in your yard? Today I've got 3 tips that's going to make it easy for you to get ready for summer. Hey, it's Scott. Welcome to Around the House with Scott, where I give you tips, tricks, and hacks for better living inside, outside, and all around the house. Hey, before we get started, be sure to put the like button down below, subscribe to our channel, and let me know what you think about today's video. I want to create content that works for you. So in today's video, I want to stress this is more of a how-to video versus a hands-on. So it's going to be rapid fire. You're probably going to refer to it again because I'm just going to be telling you how to do things and what to look for rather than actually demonstrating. Let's get started. We're in my front patio right now, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is the raw stage. We've had some rain, we've had some cold weather. I haven't started getting ready for summer yet, so you're going to see it in its before state. So the 3 tips we've got today are cleaning, repairing, and replacing. First of all, you want to make sure that everything in your yard is clean and fresh and ready for summer. There's a million places out there you can look for spots where you can get cleaning supplies, cleaning solutions, and so forth. I got to tell you my 2 favorites, plain old dish soap and vinegar. So let me talk to you about a couple things there. I've got some upholstered furniture here. We can see our fabric. I like Sunbrella fabric. It is bulletproof pretty much, but I've allowed it to get kind of rained on and fogged on and moisture collect. I just use a solution of dish soap and water, a nice nylon brush, get out there, scrub it. Don't wet it down too much. Let it sit a little bit and then wipe it off with a clean cloth with water. Just make sure all that soap residue is gone. Also, my dish soap solution and a little bit of vinegar is my favorite for cleaning my teak furniture. And you'll see in a moment, I've got a teak table with chairs with teak trim. Over the winter time, they get sooty, they get gray, they get kind of gunked up with bird droppings, etc. I have found the best cleaning solution is not some expensive thing you got to buy, but a real easy solution. Just dish soap and water, a nice stiff nylon brush, and throw in maybe about a half a cup of vinegar with that. The key with any teak furniture is you want to make sure it's thoroughly wet and you want to work in the shade. You don't want that teak to dry out. So get it wet, saturate it, get your scrubbing going on, and then spray it off with a garden hose put on a very strong stream. So those are my 2 tips for cleaning. Now, let's get started with thinking about repairing. Do you have a barbecue? Do you have a fire pit? Do you have furniture that has nuts and bolts? Take a moment and just kind of do a little peruse around the yard, get out your toolkit and open things up, look inside, things that have mechanical parts. Just take a check, because the last thing you want is to have that big first party of the summer and oh my gosh, it's time to have a cocktail hour, you turn on the grill, wah, wah, nothing happens. On that same note, if you've got a propane tank and don't have the luxury of the propane hardwired from the house, double check and make sure you've got a fresh tank. I've been in that boat before where everybody's ready to go, we turn on the grill, nothing happens, and I've got to run to the store. Not fun at all. So let's talk about replacing. That is the fun part. If you've got a budget set, which I have, luckily, I've been out looking at patio furniture replacements, and you're going to see why in a minute. But what I realized is you've got to keep in mind the S word, and that's not Scott for me, it's scale. I've noticed when I've been shopping for furniture, there's a difference of width in patio chairs, for example, from like 28 to 38 inches wide. Had I not started measuring things, I would not have realized that. For example, my existing chairs here, which are going to go, and you'll see why in a minute, are 27.5 inches wide. They look pretty darn big. The scale is, I think, pretty darn big. I got to the store and there was a chair I fell in love with. I got out my tape, 38 inches. Man, oh man, that is not for me. It's not going to fit in my petite little yard. So now in my brain, I'm thinking scale and measurements. I start looking at love seats and sofas. They go from like 68 to 85 inches. So again, as you're shopping for furniture and thinking about replacing, think about the scale, measure your space out, get a feel for what it can tolerate, and then be sure you keep an eye on that when you're at the store. And if you're buying online, like so many of us do, make sure you scroll all the way down those descriptions. Generally, there'll be a button to click that says description, and that's where your dimensions are going to be. Now, I'm going to share another thing about finishes. You can get powder-coated steel, aluminum, teak. There's so many different options out there. There's different woods besides the teak. There's eucalyptus, there's tons of different woods. I tend to think, number one, if you're going to go wood, teak is indestructible. It's easy to clean, as we mentioned earlier, and it's going to last forever. Some of the other woods are not going to be so great. With regards to metals, I tend to like to stick with aluminum. It's going to be rust-free, it's going to last forever. Powder-coated steel is going to have a lifespan of probably 3 to 5 years, and I'm going to show you why. As an example, I have powder-coated steel, and after 3.5 years, it's toast. Right here on this arm of this chair, for example, you can see how it's totally rotted away. It's gone, and I got to get rid of this before I start entertaining this summer. When we talk about cleaning versus replacing as well, you want to take a critical look at things. For example, my cushions or sunbrella fabric on the chairs, they're going to last forever and they clean up really easy. These little decorative pillows, not so much. They were kind of a cheap buy at Home Goods. I'm going to probably just go ahead and replace them because they've got a little mold on them and they're not going to clean up that well, but they're inexpensive compared to the cushions on the chairs. There we are. Quick tips and hacks to help you get ready for summer. Let's review really quick. Cleaning, repairing, replacing. I wanted to give you ideas to make those things go faster and more streamlined so you can get out in the yard faster and enjoy the summer. Thanks for watching.